The equipment used in this video is very basic. For sure you'll want to invest in some equipment for your first brew, but don't worry about rushing out to go buy all the gear right away. Buy the basics, brew a few batches, and get comfortable with the process. Brewing beer takes time and patience most of all, and understanding how to do it safely is key. Your equipment should be cleaned before use, but also sanitized. It's not essential for your first brew, but do purchase sanitizer if you plan on getting into the craft. There are a number of available brands. Star Sand is popular with brewers. Just mix it with water following the directions on the back and sanitize your gear. The recipe shown today is about as basic a beer recipe as you can make without using grains. The trick to using DME in your wort is to use warm water and incorporate it slowly. I used about a pound in this recipe. That's half the packet. Once the DME is incorporated, turn on the stovetop and heat up the wort. Lower the fire once it's boiling and begin adding your hops as desired. Set a timer for 60 minutes. I added 3 additions of 5 grams each. The first at 60 minutes, then at 30, and a final addition with 15 minutes remaining. Once your timer goes off, turn off the stove and cover the pot. Take the kettle to the sink or bathtub to cool the wort. You'll want the temperature to drop to below 90 degrees Fahrenheit. You can use a thermometer to gauge this if you have one. Otherwise, leaving it in the sink for 1 or 2 hours will be fine. Next, strain the wort using a clean dishcloth or t-shirt and strainer to remove the hops from the wort. Get your wort into the fermenter. Use the autosiphon if necessary. Be sure to learn how to read a hydrometer and to understand specific gravity if you plan on brewing beer for the first time. The specific gravity for this soon-to-be beer is 1.048. Now, pitch the yeast. A half packet for a 1-gallon batch is plenty. Be sure to use a dry funnel to get your yeast into the fermenter. Secure the fermenter with a bung and airlock filled with sanitizer fluid or a strong spirit. Put your fermenter in a warm, dark place to ferment. Avoid placing the fermenter on the concrete floor. You now have beer. Siphon your beer from the fermenter using the autosiphon. Avoid sucking up the lees at the bottom to keep your beer clear, even if that means leaving a small amount of liquid behind. This brew finished at 1.008 specific gravity. Use your autosiphon to bottle your beer. But before filling your bottles, be sure to add your priming sugar so that your beer carbonates. Add the sugar directly to the bottle using a dry funnel. I add 5 grams of sugar per 500 ml bottle. Seal your bottles. Carbonation is basically a small fermentation where live yeast in your beer will consume the sugar added to produce CO2. Leave your bottle for a minimum 2 weeks to carbonate, longer if you have the time and patience. Place your bottles in a dark, warm place until ready to open. Not bad. All right. Have a good day.